Whoops. Why are you such a klutz? Hi everybody, welcome to the farm. So tonight, as you can see, it's pretty dark. It's 9:30 p.m. Been at work since 6 o'clock this morning. Just got home. Found out my house was at 65 degrees when I got there. Or when I got here, I should say. And the reason it was at 65 is because I have a fuel oil furnace in the basement set as a backup, set to go to 65 degrees. Let's see if I can get down here without breaking my neck. This is actually awesome. I don't know if all wood stoves are like this, but I love this pit. I got plenty of room to work. So when I first came down here, the pump was kind of making funny noises, but it was working, it was going. Now down here, after the pump was cold, I mean, this was dang near ready to freeze. So was the pump coming, or the line coming back. This goes to the house, this comes back. And yeah. And I couldn't figure out what was going on, making a funny noise, and it's... So I did a little bit of research, and before I came down here, I've got a switch for the pump, and I checked the power, and everything was good. But with that noise in there, it almost sounded like it was running dry. Yeah, and actually made me a little bit nervous, because my wood stove is supposed to run at about somewhere between 160 to 180. I'm at 210. I don't know how bad that is. I was at 210 with no fire. So the water in there is pretty gosh darn hot. But now that I got the circulation pump going, that's whew, I tell you what, I was scared. I was nervous, I was mad. It's been a long day. It's just one of those days. Going down to the dungeon now. So these are those same lines where they meet inside the house, and actually what I got going on here then is I have a hose and I am feeding it right into the return line of this, just trying to purge the air through. So this is something I added on, sort of ish. This valve was here, but it leaked like a sieve, so I added this one to make it stop leaking. But one of these days I need to replace all the connectors on this, because this wood stove is not been the best maintained, and that brings me to the additives I'm gonna be putting in. You know what, I feel kind of stupid. I think I just figured out what it is. On top of my boiler, if you'll notice, it's steaming pretty good. Now there was water in there, but it was kind of low. There's supposed to be a cap on that, but this is what it came with, just a tin can. So I don't know, I guess I gotta get a new cap. We had a really windy day yesterday, and I'm thinking it blew it right off. So yeah, ooh. She's overheating. I'm just going to add a whole bunch of additive that's going to help it not boil, not rust, because my system runs straight water. I never claimed I was smart, but looks like the wood stove might have just gotten a little low on water, so thanks for coming. I'll admit I know nothing about wood stoves. This is a learning curve, but apparently I wonder if it's getting too hot and I have an issue with my thermal, whatever that thing is that causes the water to pump, because it looks like my boiler is boiling the water and it blew the cap right off the top. So yeah, I've got to go to work, so right now I'm just trying to flush the system again, fill it back up, and I'm going to put the can back over it and hope for the best. Goodness, wish me luck. So I did a little bit of research on YouTube. Thank you to the YouTube community and my fellow YouTubers. Trying to figure out, because Yesterday I got home and I had almost no water in my boiler, and apparently it boiled it all out. This morning I had no wood, which I didn't understand. My firebox was empty. I filled it full last night, but I didn't think much of it. I look out the window and yeah, I'm at 210 again. That's dangerous for this. That can actually wreck the steel inside the firebox from my research. 210 isn't as horrible as getting, you know, even higher, but you really don't want it to. Oh, and look, I got a manual thing here, so I'm just wondering if it says, yeah, it says nothing about the temperature. Anyways, I'm going to show you what I found. I shut the whole thing down so I could take a look at it, and this is my dampener right here. So I've already had these loose ones. Those in my pocket so I don't lose them. So when I open this is my dampener. This opens up and it allows air to come into the firebox so the wood will burn. And actually, if you look around here, you can see it got really hot. This paint wasn't like this before. And well, what had happened is I told y'all I know nothing about boilers. So when I got this thing running, I checked over the pumps, I checked for leaks, I made sure the water wasn't, you know, I made sure there was no crap in the water. There's a little bit of debris, but nothing that's gonna hurt it. And actually, if you'll notice, this is actually a coat hanger because the original one snapped. And I just haven't gotten around to getting a new one, but the coat hanger seems to work fine. But what I noticed when I opened this up is this was stuck up top. Now, as I said, I have the power off to this unit, so this should be down. So what was happening is this was staying open regardless if it was calling for heat or not. I loaded this firebox full to the top an hour and a half ago, and it's empty. I loaded it with all that hardwood. Well, not all that. I took 2 layers of that and filled that. Yeah, and so that's what caused my water to boil over out the top. It's still boiling. I've been trying to add water to the system downstairs in the basement so it doesn't cool it too quickly, but just trickling a little bit in. And you know, it kind of helped. It's not steaming as bad. It actually blew the cap off before. Oh, I'm gonna fall and hurt myself, watch. Ugh. But anyways, so life on the farm. I'm gonna put this guy back together, and hopefully that'll fix my problems. And actually, I don't want to do this, but I think I have to put it back together and then load the wood stove with more wood, which may sound stupid because it's already overheated. Why would I want to add fuel to the fire? But I gotta go to work. And as I've mentioned to you guys, I work a long day. So which is worse of a risk, letting it get too hot or letting it freeze? If it gets too hot, I weaken the metal, I could wreck the boiler. If it freezes, I'm gonna crack stuff. Lines are gonna crack, elbows are gonna crack, the box itself could crack. And I guess I don't know that for a fact, but just my experience with water, it seems to have a lot more steady force on all areas when it's frozen versus when it's steaming. When it's steaming, it finds one spot to relieve, like out the top, and it's not going to put too much pressure on the hoses. So get that tightened back up, and I'm going to throw some more logs in there. And I'm actually supposed to be at work right now. Well, not right now, but I'm supposed to be on the road. But what can you do when you look outside and your wood boiler is shooting water out the top? Not good. So, you know, last night when I had you guys out here and I was working on this, I did a tour. I'm not sure if I'll do that with this video now, because now I got this. This might be a video on its own, and who knows, maybe I'll just make that tour into a video, but I'm not going to fill this as full this time, I don't think. You know what though? I've been going through wood like crazy, and I think that's what's been wrong. I used to put 10 of these boards in the morning and 10 at night, and that would be good. And I've been finding myself putting 15 in and running out. anyways. Before that actually catches fire, I'm gonna shut the door, call that enough. Go out! So, that's my fun adventure of the day. You know, there's always something to do, always work to be done. Yeah, you can see all the water that was literally boiling out of the top. But if you look, yeah, it's steaming a little bit, but not near as much as it was. So, let's hope, fingers crossed, that nothing's hurt. I've actually, as I said, I've got the whole thing powered down because the boiler does have what's called a high limit switch to where once it gets too hot, it's supposed to shut. I don't know, it's supposed to shut stuff down so it doesn't get hurt or something. I don't know. But looking online, they said with the central boiler, you want to shut it off for 3 minutes and then fire it back up. And I discovered once I opened the door to that solenoid when I went to change the coat hook. And that was actually a video I tried to do. But unfortunately, with my GoPro, I was learning at that point in time. I had it on camera, not on video mode. So I just took a picture of myself instead of recording what I was doing. So y'all didn't get to see when I jerry-rigged that door to work. But, you know, so here's hoping, fingers crossed, I go to work and gonna come back and actually have a boiler left standing. My luck, I tell you what, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any. No, ain't no such thing as luck. We make our own day, you know. Bad stuff happens, just roll with it. Do what you can do. And, you know, I think it's been 3 minutes. So 33, that's my wood stove. Back on. Hopefully that fixes it and I don't have any more problems. But you know what? I'm glad I figured that out now because I was literally, I mean, as you can see, I got my uniform on. I was literally heading out the door and I just peeked out the window because I wasn't sure if the wood inside the wood boiler had caught fire yet or not. And I just wanted to make sure there was smoke coming out of the stack. And there wasn't smoke coming out of the stack. It was only coming out of the water housing. So anyways, that was a fun adventure. I'll give you guys an update a little bit later today. You know, it's going to be an entire day for me, but for you, it's just going to be a second. So. Hey y'all, welcome back. So just to give you an update with that boiler, it's actually been a couple days now. I finished off that day of work, came home, and there was still wood left inside of the burning chamber. So thank goodness that's been the problem with it all along. I don't know how long I've been having issues with that solenoid sticking open, but apparently That is routine maintenance that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lubricate that solenoid. And so I'm thinking that's probably been an issue for a while, but I've given it, as I said, several days now, and it appears that nothing in the system's been hurt. I haven't had to add any water. It's been running good. So thanks for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out, I got lots more to see. If you enjoy what you see here, hit that subscribe button so more people see it. Hit the thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming.